Hey Pisces, Island Turtle here. Welcome to BOMISpirit. This is going to be the monthly intuitive messages for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. There's also part 2 on Patreon and Vimeo. Links are below for your convenience. Just a quick little spiel about Patreon, just because sometimes people get a little confused as to what's over there. So the first tier is unlimited access to all the live chats, even whether we're just hanging out or it's the new moon and full moon live hangouts where we go over astrology, we pull cards, we do channel messages. Sometimes we do sound baths, sometimes I do a little drumming. But yeah, that's what's going on over there for the first tier. And then the second tier, early access to the weekly messages. I usually post them between Thursdays and Saturdays, and then Monday they post YouTube. And then also early access to all of this part 1 sign readings that are also ad-free. And then the last tier are the part 2s, all the part 2 sign readings, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and get started, Pisces. So immediately what I was getting for you, a different approach is actually what I heard. A different approach, a different approach, a different approach. You're something is allowing you, is how I want to put it. Something's allowing you or catalyzing you to look at something differently, to approach it from a different perspective. There is a feeling there, and I feel it really deep in the heart of like, I wish I'd seen this earlier, is how I'm feeling it. Yeah, I wish I had seen this earlier. I wish I had this solution earlier. But, everything in its own timing, right? But that's just something that I'm picking up on. I'm going to go ahead and start with the Native Spirit Oracle, and then we're going to pull some other cards, and then we'll continue to part 2. But let's see what we got for Pisces. Let me move that over. Okay. Excuse me. Any messages or insights for Pisces? Any messages or insights for Pisces? Any messages or insights for Pisces? For any of you who pull tarot cards, or you're mystics or tarot readers, or you get readings, the moon may have been coming up a lot for you. They're just showing me the moon card, but it's interesting they wanted me to tell it to you like that. Like, if you've been pulling cards, the moon card's probably been coming out. I feel like there's a lot of emotion wrapped up in whatever this is for you, Pisces, and whatever this new approach is that you're taking, or like seeing like, oh, again, this could have gone differently, or I could approach it this way, or again, seeing something from a different angle. It's like literally taking like an object and being like, oh, if I had just turned it this way, I could have just seen this the whole time, right? But there's something emotional about it. There's something emotional about it. And it's almost like once you turn the thing and you see it from that different perspective, the moon card reverses, right? It's like things are revealed. But I keep feeling a little bit of regret there, which is kind of interesting. But anyway, keep in mind whatever I pick up on can be for you or someone in your field or someone you are connected to or is around you. Keep that in mind as well. Any messages or insights for Pisces? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Somebody could have misjudged somebody. I feel like it's bigger than just like a person though. It feels like a situation or like a problem that you've been looking at. Like something that's required some sort of solution. That's probably had you in a bit of confusion, actually. Now they keep showing me the moon card over and over and over, which is your card in tarot. But excuse me. Yeah, it's like because you haven't been able to see it from that different perspective, that different angle, or from that different approach, it's actually had a component of confusion to it. Walking in beauty. I like this. I feel like this card's actually asking you to drop really deep into the heart. There's something about emotions that are wrapped up in this for you, Pisces. It's like almost like maybe going through your emotions might actually help you to look at this differently or approach it differently, is kind of what I'm getting here with walking in beauty, because this is a card of gratitude, right? There literally is beauty in everything. There's divinity in everything if you allow yourself to see it, right? New perspective, different approach. If you allow yourself, give yourself permission to see beauty through the eyes of gratitude, then you can, right? It's always there. It's always there. The power of perspective is like amazing, right? So Pisces, some of you guys might be learning the power of perspective and how that shapes your reality and also shapes your behavior and how certain experiences can go in your life. But this is a card saying, practice that gratitude and see the beauty that is in front of you in all things. In all things. This is the new approach for you. This is the new approach. This will give you the solution you've been looking for. This will give you the different angle that you haven't been able to see if you allow yourself to see the beauty that is in front of you in all things. And of course, gratitude is part of that too. Okay? And that does come with dropping into the heart. That comes with dropping into presence and getting out of ego or getting out of illusion or getting out of the mind, right? This is the shift for you, Pisces, that you're being asked to make that will help you here. And again, I keep getting this whole like, I wish I'd done this sooner, or I wish I had seen this sooner. I wish I had felt this sooner. Any messages or insights for Pisces? Yeah, thank you. It's actually allowing you to see more truth and reality of what you've been dealing with. Whatever you've been needing this different approach on or this new perspective on, you're actually having more gratitude for even that thing itself, because you're seeing more of the truth of what it really is, or what it's actually been gifting you, what it's been trying to show you that you couldn't see. Any messages or insights for Pisces? Oh my. Spirit Keeper of the North. This is a card of winter. This is the card of death, of endings. Everything comes to an end at some point, right? But it's just the direction of north. This card usually comes out when we are in a period of unknown or rest or recovery, or something really is coming to a close. But again, they keep showing me the moon, and then here we actually have the moon in this card. Yeah, Pisces, again, whatever the situation is for you, I think it's different for everybody. It's a situation where there's been some confusion, there's been doubt, maybe even a little bit of sadness. But confusion seems to be the biggest thing, and doubt seems to be the biggest thing. And there hasn't really seemed to be a clear way out of it, or a clear light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak. But there is. It's the walking in beauty, right? But it's up to you to allow yourself to shift to actually see that, right? Again, that's gratitude, that's love, that's seeing the blessing in things that happen to you, or seeing the blessing within people. It's like, again, seeing the beauty, the divinity that really truly is in everything and all people, right? In all situations. It's just a matter of perspective is really all it is. Allowing yourself, giving yourself permission to have that perspective. So again, really alluding to me that you have been in a state of confusion and doubt when it comes to something in particular in your life, an aspect of your life, or a relationship, for example. A needed change. This card comes out when it's very clear that there is an ending of an aspect of your life, or an aspect to whatever this reading is about for you. Something has been shifting. Whatever the situation is that you've been struggling with, it's been hard for you to see the light at the end of the tunnel. That's because it has really, truly been shifting. I don't think you've been seeing that it's actually been trying to shift. That's part of it. I feel like I'm almost looking at the death card in front of me. Any other messages or insights for Pisces? This situation that you've been trying to see the light at the end of the tunnel with, also for some of you, is indicative of you actually going through a massive shift within yourself and allowing that process to happen. Interesting. On the bottom, we have Song of the Wild. This is a call to freedom in your true nature. This is a call to freedom in your true nature. Now I'm getting an Eight of Swords energy. It doesn't have to be so hard. This whole situation that you're finding yourself in, this where's the light at the end of the tunnel sort of deal. Hold on, I'm sorry, guys. It's because I'm expecting a call. I just want to make sure. Hold on. 12:21, by the way. Oh my God, it won't stop. My phone is freaking out. Hold on. Okay. Interesting. Anyway, coming back to you, Pisces. Oh my God, that totally threw me off. Yes, the freedom. It doesn't have to be so hard. You don't have to stay stuck here. It feels a little bit like you're almost stuck in the Spirit Keeper of the North, but that's because it's up to you to see the beauty, right? It's up to you to see what you haven't been allowing yourself to see. And I do feel like it's a lot of possibilities as well. Something is majorly shifting for you, Pisces, and has been, but I feel like you've actually been resistant because you haven't allowed yourself to see that. But once you do, you're out of it. Confirmation. 12:22 now. Once you do, you're out of it and you're free with Song of the Wild. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's move on. Let's pull some wild unknown animal spirit cards. And then we'll move on to part 2. Ah! Okay. This feels like a lesson for a lot of you, I gotta be honest. Definitely feels like a lesson for some. But grateful for the lesson, right? Right? Grateful for the lesson? Any messages or insights for Pisces? Any messages or insights for Pisces? Times a changing, Pisces. Times a changing. Any other messages or insights for Pisces? Oh yeah. Cosmic egg with the crown chakra coming out with walking in beauty. Cosmic egg comes out when we are going through a spiritual development, if you will. It's almost like you're in Hangman, and this is Hangman in reverse. Is kind of almost how it feels. Like Hangman in reverse meets High Priestess in a way, which again, both of those are actually your cards. I associate Pisces with both of those energies. But the cosmic egg coming out with walking in beauty, this is taking that higher evolved perspective, right? To what you've been struggling with, to what has been trying to change or transition within your life, whether it's a job, a relationship, a habit, or you in all of you-ness, right, has been trying to shift. The walking in beauty, it really is about dropping into the heart and going into that, like that higher minded way of looking at things, right? Where it's like there really truly is the grandmother, the grandfather, the god, the goddess in everything. There really is. And to be able to see that and be open to that and accept that for what it is. There's also something too about presence and not like really moving away from control. I'm also getting that for some of you as well, but that's why Cosmic Egg is coming out here, because it's like, can you actually see things from that higher perspective and just accept things as they are, and then see the divinity that really is in everyone and all things? Can you allow yourself to see that and be open to that and to free yourself from this resistance to whatever has been shifting? Interesting. Anything else for Pisces? Can I get a card for Spirit Keeper of the North for Pisces? Man, I'm really feeling that Moon and Eight of Swords energy. I'm also feeling too, Pisces, for some of you, it's almost like letting your imagination get carried away. For some of you, I can feel that with the Spirit Keeper of the North as I just like focus directly on it. Yeah, it's got like a Moon, Eight of Swords energy. And sometimes that can actually translate to like making your fears into reality, right? It's like, or even projecting your fears into your reality onto other people, and then suddenly they're happening, but it's like, it's because you were just so perpetuating that energy, right? Some of you, that can be nightmares, won't lie, maybe a little bit of paranoia. Some of you guys are letting your fears get the best of you, your emotions get the best of you here. They're really saying imagination, which is interesting to me because that tells me you are actually manifesting something perpetually in your reality when it comes to whatever it is that you've been kind of struggling with here, okay? Like if it's a relationship, it like your deepest fears about this relationship just keep happening over and over and over because you just keep perpetuating it and believing in that instead of taking the higher minded way, right? And believing that it can be different. Interesting that we have Otter on the bottom. I haven't pulled cards yet, but like Otter, just saying. Otter is like lovey-dovey, open, unconditional loving energy. It basically is the walking in beauty card in this deck, the Otter, just saying. But some of you are definitely doing that. Tell me about Spirit Keeper of the North for Pisces. Tell me about Spirit Keeper of the North for Pisces. Oh man, Pisces, Spirit is pushing you hard. Hawk and Deer. You're being asked to move into that Deer energy. Deer in this deck is divine feminine principle. It's grace. It's beauty. It's trust. It's presence. It's all of those things. That's what you're being guided to do with Spirit Keeper of the North. And also to move into compassion. to be open-minded, open-hearted. That is what's going to help you to see this different way, or this different approach, or this like solution that's been kind of eluding you with what you've been struggling with. But I can feel the resistance to that. All right. Anything else for Pisces? And then we're going to move on to part 2 and pull some tarot cards and see what else we can get here. Any other messages or insights for Pisces? Oh, you guys got big cards today. Holy crap. Now we have Eagle landing on Cosmic Egg. So first of all, walking in beauty with Cosmic Egg, the Crown Chakra, and Eagle, which for me in this deck is the World card. And I've also been getting reacquainted with these cards because like sometimes, just the little advice for anybody who likes to read cards or wants to read cards, it's always good if you plan to do this stuff like long term, or if you plan to like really make this like part of your own like divination tools, to yes, cultivate your own relationship with your cards, but every once in a while go back to like the intentions that the creators made for the deck and like brush up on your descriptions, right? But this card in particular actually speaks to mastery of fire and air. And I was like, oh my. So you got mastery of fire and air, you've got World card energy, you've got Crown Chakra energy with the Walking in Beauty card. This is everything you're being pushed to embrace here. Okay? This is a major shift, but this is like literally going into the higher mind within divinity. It's seeing divinity and grace and beauty in all things. And then you have over here Hawk, Deer with Spirit Keeper of the North. Hawk and Eagle, for those of you guys who've been with me for a while already know, these are kin cards to me. This is very much to me like masculine, feminine with the Hawk and the Eagle. It's like almost like brother, sister kind of. Oh, sorry. That just triggered a major download for me personally. Oh, that makes sense. Anyway, sorry. Anyway, Pisces, coming back to you guys. Holy crap. Sorry. Hawk and Deer with Spirit Keeper of the North. Okay. Again, Hawk is spirit literally pushing you and guiding you to a certain direction, a certain path, a certain person, a certain energy, a certain emotion. And for you, I do feel like it is about embodying the deer. For some of you, I'm also getting this too, that especially if this is about a person, I feel like they're actually a deer person. Like they're embodying that like that divine mother, that divine feminine, that goddess, that grandmother energy. You know what? You understand what I'm saying when I say that. And it's almost like it's too much for you. It's almost like, whoa, that is a lot. Is kind of the reaction that I'm feeling. But there's a reason it's a lot. There's a reason that for some of you that energy could potentially be triggering. And of course, if this is about a relationship, right, it could be vice versa. So take it as it resonates. But yeah, wow. Overall, Sea Serpent, another chakra card. Out of 5 cards, 2 of them are chakra cards. 2 of them are a eagle, hawk, like masculine, feminine, brother, sister kind of energy to me as a reader, and 1 is straight up divine feminine energy. This is a big ass reading, Pisces. Anyway, overall energy is Sea Serpent, the sacral chakra. This is also about creative expression. I feel like this is about expression and freedom of self. And especially when it comes to whatever the situation is, especially if it's about a relationship, there's something where you're trapping yourself. You're kind of keeping yourself limited. Even underneath that, we have oyster. Whoa, scorpion, freaking fire ant. This is a whole hell of a lot of resistance, Pisces. And it's keeping you in Spirit Keeper of the North when you can really be free and blissful and happy and in a very loving energy and potentially around very loving people or a person. And Spirit is trying so hard to get you there and so hard to get you to see what's keeping you from that. And it's all of this. I got to be honest, Pisces, this feels like ego to me. I see anger. I see emotional baggage. I see attachments. I see a little bit of devilish energy. And the oyster tells me it's very much like you're trapping yourself. You're trapping yourself. And Sea Serpent is also implying that you're trapping yourself in a way where you're not really fully yourself, or you're not really fully expressive of your emotions or what is flowing through you. You don't have to stay stuck, Pisces. And if you feel like you've just been in a rut, express that to somebody. or have an outlet, like a creative outlet. Sea Serpent coming out with all this is great for like art therapy or music, or you understand what I'm saying? It's like taking all of that like energy and doing something with it, doing something productive with it, where you release it, you transmute it, and you actually get to create something out of it. Take that as confirmation. Hold on. Okay, now we're good. Pisces, this is super clear to me. It doesn't have to be this way. You can be free, and you're the one who has to free yourself. And for some of you where this is about a relationship, most likely a dear person is in there with it with you. And you can either embrace them or you can stay stuck. Seems pretty clear. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and move into part 2. Again, Pisces, if this is a relationship, it can be vice versa. You can be the deer and you would already know. You wouldn't need me to tell you that. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and move into part 2. So Pisces, good luck with this. Spirit's real clear about this and is on your butt about this. Okay. I love you. You got good things ahead. If you can be brave and surrender to this. Okay. All right. I'll see you guys on the other side. If this is where we depart. Again, I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope you have an amazing day. And there is information below for your convenience. Decks, website, socials, all that stuff. All right. See you later, Pisces.